Namibia's Vice President, Nangolo Mumba, has been sworn in as the country's acting president. He's taken over from Hage Geingob, whose death was announced on Sunday morning. Mr. Geingob died while receiving medical treatment at a hospital in the capital. The 82-year-old had been diagnosed with cancer and revealed the details to the public last month. He was considered a veteran of Namibia's independence struggle. Hage Geingob has been serving in top political positions since the country gained independence in 1990. He became the country's first prime minister and held that position for 12 years. In 2012, he resumed this same role for a shorter stint, making him the longest-serving prime minister in the country's history. In the 2014 presidential election, Mr. Geingob won with 87% of the vote, but his presidency would be defined by a stagnant economy and high levels of unemployment. By 2021, the leader's popularity witnessed a considerable drop, with three-quarters of the population saying the country was going in the wrong direction. The BBC's Shingai Naoka sent this report.
The Namibian leader died shortly after midnight after a short battle with cancer. He was a prominent liberation warfighter against apartheid South Africa. His presidency, which began in 2015, will probably be best defined by his attempts to hold Germany accountable for its brutal colonial past. In the early 1900s, about 80,000 Namibians were killed by Germany in what is considered to be the first genocide of the 20th century. The talks for reparations began under his presidency, and he famously rejected the offer that Germany had made and asked them to revise that figure. But his government will also be defined by a corruption scandal where millions of dollars were allegedly paid in bribes to politicians and government ministers by an Icelandic company in exchange for fishing rights. All of those parties deny those charges. He was a man who maintained the country in relative political stability and really opened up for the opposition and the participation of the opposition. An emergency cabinet meeting was held earlier, and we're expecting to hear the details of that about who will be appointed and sworn in as the president. Elections will be held 9 months from now, and so his party, the Liberation War Party, SWAPO, will have to decide who their candidate will be for those elections. But Namibians are now in mourning for a man who really has been a part of the country's fabric for decades.